Okay, so we've got most of our acoustic panels made now, and we're just doing our final sort of bit on the cloud. So you can see that we got, probably can see just about that we've got basically a hook at the top there, and it's just got a fixing into the plasterboard in the ceiling, and we're going to do the same with the cloud. So I'm just going to show you roughly what we do with that. So the cloud, as I've mentioned, is the bit that goes above our mixing position to stop any sort of early reflections getting us that come directly from the monitors, bounce off the ceiling and come down and interfere with your sort of spatial awareness. So that's what this is going to stop, and this is literally going to go, it's going to be this way up, and it's just going to literally attach as close to the ceiling as we can get it. Ideally you'd have a bit of a gap between this and the ceiling, but obviously we're a bit limited on space here, so we're going to have it as tight as we can possibly get it. So most important here is getting the measurements right, because we're putting this above our mix position, and we need to make sure that when we sort of mark in the ceiling where we drill our holes, that we get them exactly lined up with our eyelets that we're going to have sat in here. So I've worked it out, and basically we need 110 centimeters for the space in between the two hooks that we're going to pop in, which for us is 350 mil in on each end basically. So I'm just going to measure in 350 mil, 35 centimeters in, and just put a mark there. And do the same this end. And then get my drill, and it's important here to see, you want to get the hole in the middle of the batten that we got there, and if you're drilling through material as well, you want to pull this tight, because otherwise the drill bit is going to sort of twist it up, and you want to avoid that if you can. And then once the hole's drilled, put in our hook and get that in nice and tight. So I'll carry on getting these fixed, and then we're going to just mark up the ceiling and with the points where we're going to hook these up, and we'll get this raised up to the ceiling above our mix position. Okay, so we've marked up, we've drilled our holes, so we know exactly where our screws are going, so they're in line with our hooks that are in our cloud, and we're just putting in these little plasterboard fixings. I'll show you a picture of that, and we're just screwing them in. To get a nice snug fit. Okay, so we've got our fixing in, so what we've done is we've just screwed into our plasterboard fixing, we put a large washer on it, and then we just tied a bit of string or a nice bit of rope to that, so it just forms a hook. And then the hooks that we've got in our cloud, literally just going to hold this up, hook them on, and then that should be it, should just be fixed. And then we're done.
Okay, so this is the final build of Jay's home studio. As you can see, we have acoustic panels on each side of his mixing position to stop any early reflections, and also the cloud above him doing the same. Now, as I mentioned, we were limited by the shape of the room and also its use as another living space, in this case the lounge and also the kitchen as its open plan. Now, some of you will have a dedicated room, so you can go the whole hog and get even closer to the ideal mixing environment, but I know some of you will not have that luxury. Don't worry about it. What we did here, although pretty basic, has made a huge difference already. It has not transformed it into the perfect mixing environment, but it is much better than it was before, and it is way nicer to mix in. In an ideal world, I would have moved the monitors further from the walls and added more bass traps around the edges and corners of the room, but even with those limitations, it still sounds way better. So in just a second, I'm going to play a quick clip of what was actually going to be the outro for this tutorial that I recorded before we had done any acoustic treatment, and then I'm going to play you Jay sharing his thoughts in his treated space, so you can actually hear what a massive difference it makes to the sound of the room.
So if you're interested in hearing more from us and you'd like to check out more of our tutorials, please do head over to borntoproduce.com.
So that's pretty horrible, and no one should mix in a room that sounds like that. Now here is Jay in the treated room.
Hi guys, Jay here from borntoproduce.com, and I'm sitting in the mixing position, and hopefully you can hear the amazing difference that we've made by putting these sound baffles up. Obviously you were listening to John earlier on with no treatment whatsoever, and it's very, very reverberant. Sound is bouncing all over the place, and now we've got our baffles behind the camera, got baffles here, absorbers on the ceiling as well, like the cloud, and we've got some at the back of the room as you've already seen on the footage, and the difference is night and day, let me tell you. Already done a little bit of mixing session so far, and the most noticeable thing is how much sound is coming directly from the speakers now. You can really get a clear sense of stereo image, so what's left, what's middle, what's right. And also things like when it comes to mixing your bass with your kick, and everything is so, all the frequencies are so super clear, so it really is night and day. So I really, really recommend you do a similar thing in your home studio as well. So hopefully you can hear the difference. We've got the microphone a little bit away on purpose, just so you can hear if it was going to be reverberant, that would pick it up, and clearly you can hear that it's not at all. It's almost completely dead, but we didn't want it too dead anyway, as we mentioned before, but it's absolutely perfect, and we're very, very pleased with the results. So hopefully this has inspired you to do your studio as well on a very, very cheap budget, and all the very best. I'll let you get on with the tutorial. Cheers, bye.
So that's it for this tutorial. Like Jay, I very much hope that this has inspired some of you to go ahead and treat your own home studios. It really is worth it. And if you found this video helpful, please do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to improve your mixing skills in all areas, like getting the perfect low end in every mix, or creating a big and believable soundstage, how to write killer melodies, or if you want to learn how to make a track from start to finish, then head over to borntoproduce.com and check out our other courses. Thanks for watching, guys and girls. I'll see you in the next one.